இங்க போட்டுட்டா mic testing 1 2 3. If you think I'm going to be talking shit about someone, if I'm gonna be like complaining to you what went wrong or saying things that I got hurt about, no, I'm not gonna talk about it. But I'm gonna talk about why I made this decision and what made me truly make this decision. I'm doing this video to capture the raw emotions that I feel. Hi guys. It's been a month since I went through the worst heartbreak that I've ever had in my entire life. So I'm a person who I really, really, really trust my intuition. And the moment I felt this is not gonna work out, there were few moments that I actually felt that this is not gonna work out, and I kinda ignored it, which I shouldn't have. But we are all humans, we all make mistakes. I thought, okay, we could compromise and just live with it. But the more I grow into the person that I want to be, the more I realize that no, I'm not going to compromise for it. It's as simple as that. Let me wear my lucky ring. I only had two choices, which is either choose the person that I want to be, choose the goals and the dreams that I am working towards and I want to be, or compromise and just stay with the person that I love the most. And obviously, I chose myself. And that is probably one of it should not have been a very hard decision to make, but yet it was a very hard decision for me to make, even though it was so clear that I always got to choose myself. But it took me 28 years to realize that no matter how much you really love the person, if it's going to compromise you being the person that you truly have to be, I think I've seen so many people getting married and staying in the marriage, or people being in a very long term relationship and like staying in the relationship just because they are comfortable with it. They just choose to live with it. That is not the person that I am. When I love with all my heart. And that is currently how I love myself right now. So, and it hurts that I couldn't love the person that I was with all my heart, and that kind of contradict with the person that I am. That's where the intuition started kicking in that maybe this is not it, maybe this is not where I settle, maybe this is not the person that I want to live with the rest of my life. And the moment you get that intuition, the moment that you feel it, you would feel it in your guts, you have to listen to it. Never betray the inner thoughts, never betray the guts, never betray your intuition. No matter how hard the decision may be, go for it. You would kind of realize that all the extraordinary thing that you have been seeing in them is yourself. It's just a reflection of yourself. I I felt like my whole world was falling apart. I felt like I'm not gonna survive this, but it's been a month and here I am. I'm good. I'm so grateful that I did not betray my thoughts, that I did not betray what I felt, that I did not betray the person that I am going to be, that I have always wanted to be ever since I was a kid. I was legit. This was so difficult for me because no one in my friends circle or in my family circle have ever been through a healthy breakup or have ever broke up for themselves, but they always waited for something wrong to happen to break up, and I didn't want to wait for it. So also the next worst thing that you can do to yourself is just waiting for something to go wrong and like not taking the action because it's not that bad after all. Love should be something that makes you want to be yourself, not constantly wondering if this is right, if this is going to work out, like why do I feel off, like no, it doesn't feel like that. It shouldn't feel like that. And then you can't change the person that is around you, but you can change the person around you. You get the point? You can't change them for who they are, but you can change them because it's your choice. You get to make the choice because it's your life. If you know this is not the kind of love you want, if you know this is not the kind of person you want to be with, if you know this is not the kind of person you are when you are with them, you gotta just move on. The life is, there's so much in life. If they can't be themselves with you, that is not it. I never pretended to my mom, I never pretended to my dad, I never pretended to my sibling. I have always been myself. And I have never felt that I have to apologize for being myself. But the moment you see yourself apologizing to someone for being yourself, mm, you don't really have to wait until things get really ugly till you make the decision. The moment you feel it, the moment you know it, let them go. It might come like a surprise even to yourself. I really thought this was it, but as I grow, as I invested in myself, as I developed my character, I started knowing more and more of what exactly I want. And you do not need to settle for something that you know which is not exactly what you want. Not for love, not out of pity, not out of being scared of hurting another person. No, be unapologetically yourself. In a month, for the first 2 weeks, I thought I was not gonna get over it. I thought I'm done, I'm doomed, I'm gonna die. But here I am. But despite crashing out for the decision I made, I was very self aware that this is a decision that I make for myself. I knew that because I knew what I wanted. They could be offering their all, and you could, it is still valid to not feel like that is what you want. And the sooner you know what you want, the more heartbreaks you could avoid. So I saw some girls who were like asking me in the DM. They were like, How did you do that? You were really fine. You guys were doing so good. How did you do that?" Well, it came to the point where either I had to choose myself, or I have to compromise. And no, I'm too young to be compromising my life for something that is not exactly what I want. You might feel the guilt because you are taking the move. You might feel like you're gonna be judged. You might feel like this is probably not a smart move, but always believe in your intuition. Always believe in your guts. Like, the universe shows you, but you gotta see. You gotta open your eyes and see. I saw that so many times, but I ignored it because I thought love that I have for another person is so great that I could fix it. But you can't. The only thing that you can fix, the only thing that you can control is your choices, your decisions, and take the signs from the universe. Just accept it. Just believe what you see. Just believe what you feel. Don't ever gaslight yourself, telling to yourself that maybe you are asking for too much, or maybe you're expecting for too much. No, never, never. Okay, never gaslight yourself. Like don't do that to yourself. For the longest time, I believed that I'm a person with a lot of expectation. I ask for too much. I expect for too much. Stop gaslighting yourself into thinking that you are too much. You are never too much. You can never be too much. It's just that you haven't met someone who is up to that energy. And lesson number, I lost count of how many lessons this has been, how much of clarity that I've gotten in this month. So another thing is that the world does revolve around you. The world is about you, everything is about you. You see, no one genuinely thinks about another person as much as they think about themselves. Everyone, literally everyone, okay, everyone, no one thinks about another person as much as they think about themselves. So yes, it is about yourself. The world does revolve around you. The world is about you. Everything is about you. You set your boundaries. You set your standards. You tell what you want. You know, you should know exactly what you want and never settle for anything lesser than that. Never. Okay, never ever. You deal with your heartbreak. You. Oh. Wow. You know, for the longest time, I haven't even been like taking care of how I look or how I dress or how fit I am or what I do because I was always busy looking out for another person. Always looking out for another person. And late mid last year, like a year ago, I started getting into fitness. I started eating really healthy. I started working really on myself. I really started focusing on myself. And that's when things kinda started falling apart. And I gaslighted myself into thinking that maybe I did not get the balance. But no, you gotta do those to know where you want to be in your life. You can't just you just can't stay with another person and just think that you are going to like get through things together when you don't even know what you want. You gotta know what you want. You know, you gotta have something for yourself. And as a woman, you need to really be financially stable. You need to have the financial, so you will get the courage to do whatever you want. Don't wait for another man to come and save you. Okay? Don't wait for another man to come and treat you the way you deserve to be treated. Start treating yourself how you would like to be treated, and just watch the people who has not been treating you the way that you want leave. You set the boundaries. You show people how they should be treating you based on how you treat yourself. Another thing that I learned really, really recently after this breakup is that you are not too much to even feel such a way. If you feel sad about it, cry. If you feel angry about it, channel it. Like go for a run or go for a multi class and punch the shit out of the punch bag. If you feel lonely, go out with your friends, spend time with your family, spend time with the people who you can be yourself with. Oh my god. And honestly, you need to understand that you can't heal where you have been broken. You need to get out of it. Go no contact. It's hard to not be in contact with the person that you have been talking with every day, but you got to do it. You got to do it. You need the clarity. You know, there's this story, or there's this saying where if there's like a bucket of water with sand and then you keep stirring it, you're never going to get the clarity. You should just let it be. Let them be whatever they want to be. You have done your part. You have genuinely told what you want. You have genuinely been the person that you are, and it is up to them whether they get it. So if you have done your part, let them go, let them be, and you do you. They just hope they find their peace, just hope they find their happiness, just hope they good, just hope they do good in their life, and you move on with your life. The world is too big for you to be hung up or to be sad or to like sulk. You're too pretty to be sad. That's me saying to myself. I've been saying that to myself. I really thought I would probably be crying when I'm doing this video, but oh my god, it feels like I'm legit talking to like so many of you in front of me. Another form of gaslighting is like when you see the other person and you can love them with all your heart. You see them and you are really in love with them, but when you look at yourself in the mirror, you don't love yourself. It's not them gaslighting you, it's you gaslighting yourself. When you look in the mirror, make sure you love what you see, make sure you love who you are. You set your standards. Don't let anyone tell you that you are not enough. Don't let anyone tell you that you're asking for too much. Don't let anyone tell you that you're expecting for too much. And don't let anyone tell you that you can't do it, because you can. Wow. Yeah, that's how I feel though. This is how I feel exactly. I feel sad but free. I feel heartbroken but relieved. I feel lost but with clarity. I honestly thought that I was not ready to do this video, but I also realized that after a crash out and an ugly cry, you just gotta promise yourself that you'll never go there again. And I never did. Thinking that you have been with a horrible person or you have been through such a hardship when you're with them, they are this, they are that, blah blah blah, you know what, it's just gonna make you feel worse. It's just gonna make you feel like you are the victim. It's just gonna make you feel like you have tolerated this, like why I'm so stupid, why I did. No, don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself. The only way to move on gracefully is that you should be able to accept that you loved them for who they are and they no longer align with your life and your path, and you just have to gracefully let that go. Let that pain go, let that hurt go. Just let it go. Take the good times that you had with them, just remember the good things that you had about them and move on. Everyone makes mistake. No matter how hurt you feel about it, you gaslighted yourself into tolerating that. You gaslighted yourself into staying. You gaslighted yourself into settling for that. And don't blame yourself. You have gotten the clarity. Now what do? You take action and be proud of whatever decision that you make. Be proud of whatever, however hard the decision is. Be proud of how far you have came, so that the next time someone do that, you're going to immediately know, okay, this is not something that I want. So take the good part out of it. That is what I did to myself. I only think about the good things that I had. I just think about the good moments that I had, because it helped me move on gracefully, because I am a person who choose peace. I want to move gracefully over this. It's not your problem on how they move on. You only focus on yourself. How I deal with it matters. How I see it matters. How I move on from it matters. It all matters what's in here. So what is in here for me is the good times. I think about the good times. I had a good time. I didn't waste my time. But things are getting bad, and I know I don't want to be there, and I just got out of it before things really get ugly. For you girls, No matter how bad they treated you, no matter how shitty they treated you, no matter how hurt you have been, no matter how much you have tolerated, no matter how much you have forgiven, that is you. Accept that, tell yourself you're never gonna be that person again, and move on. Don't make it difficult for yourself by thinking about it, by wondering why they did that, or by wondering why you tolerated that. It doesn't matter. It's in the past. You move on, you grow into a better person. Now you know what you want. Now you know better about yourself. Now you know better about how you love. Now you know better about what kind of love you want. Move with that. Move forward. Let it be. Let things that has happened in the past stay in the past. Never let that dictate how you currently feel. Move on with grace. Accept that. Grieve about it, but move on from it. Life has so much to offer, and you need to be open, you need to be graceful, you need to be at peace to accept things that is coming your way. Don't let things that you don't want in your life to stay even in the memories. Just let it go. Only keep the good memories. Let go of the bad times. Just let it go. You're gonna be fine. You're fine shit.